Hi there. Now within this video I've had the owner of a Harley Davidson bring me his tank to try and solve the problem for him. He's tried many methods at home. He's got a leak down the very bottom of it, so he's tried with glues and silicons to try and solve the leaking problem. He hasn't been able to do that, so he's asked me to take a look at it, and within this video I want to show you what I've sort of discovered and how I'm going to try and fix it. Now, to repair a tank, first off we've got to see what the problem is, and to do that I've actually removed the paint from the affected area, which this here is the bottom of the tank where your actual fuel tap connects onto. It has got a thread and I was expected to find rust around here, which I haven't, but I have discovered rust on the inside, and it's been coated before on the inside with a grey coating, tank sealer, which is all flaking off. So you can see here some body filler. That's actually giving you proof the tank has been repaired before, so whether it's from a damage or what. So we really don't know what age this tank is. But what I'm going to do is seal up around here anyway with some solder, and we'll show you how we do that. Here you can see the little bit of rust inside the tank and the grey lining it's got inside it. Also here I've got my little plugs. I actually rated the car tyres for the valve caps and they fitted up nice. Putting a bit of sealer or lubrication on the actual seals themselves, the rubbers, this will just help seal the rubber itself and make them fit in easier, because they're a firm fit. I did want them firm because I don't want the fuel to actually leak out of them at all. I don't want any weepage from there. If it's going to leak, I want it to weep from around the tank. Here you can see the little valve cap. It's a firm fit. Now that's been a great little seal because it's got its own little O-rings in the end of them. Now the reason for putting these bungs in, I'm actually going to put fuel in the tank, actual petrol. I want to see if it's actually going to be doing any weeping. Now this is showing a grey surface because I did a little bit of sandblasting around that. The fuel, being the thinnest, will actually weep out any creases or cracks that there may be in there. Just going to put a bit of petrol in it. Obviously you don't fill the tank, but it's enough to coat the bottom and be enough to cover the area where the tap will go. I just wanted to see if this is going to seep through. And there you have it. You can see that grey area where my fingernail is. It has actually seeped through just enough to cause a nightmare. Once your paint is on here, it's going to blister it anyway. So you can see that area on this side. So it's on both sides it's happened. If I wipe that, it takes a shine off, just proof that it was wet. And you can see the actual grey area where it's weeped out on the side on that one. This is going to be a problem, so the tank should be cleaned inside too. So when I emptied the fuel out, you can see the flakes that came out in the petrol itself, so it's going to have a thorough clean. You can see there that a bit of the gauze caught some of that stuff. I've got to give it a thorough wash out now to get the petrol out of it, so I've done this several times. Filled it with water completely, emptied it out, just to try and get the smell of the petrol out of it, because I've got to put flame or heat to this and I don't want any explosions happening. So doing this several times worked well. You can see the flakes that actually did come out of the tank into the water, so yeah, it's going to have a thorough clean. Just dry it off with the air compressor, trying to blow the water and fuel out of the cracks. Then I gave it a wipe down with thinners, because I want to make sure this is not contaminated in any way, if possible. Because I'm now coating it with soldering fluid or spirits of salt, just to try and make sure the solder or the tinting process or tinning process is going to take to it. I'm actually just putting a bit of heat there to try and get the spirits of salt into the cracks. Now I'm going to apply the solder, so I'm hoping to tinning it with this, and then I'll be building it up. Build the solder up. I'll cut down a brush to push it into the cracks and crevices, otherwise all it wants to do is fall away on you. So just build it up, and then we can remove any excess at a later time once we've cleaned it all up. I had to keep adding a bit of solder because you've got to make sure it is going to take. So doing a bit more, adding a bit more flux there, because as I added each layer of solder. Once that was high enough, I thought I just gave it a light melt around to sort of make it flow a little bit easier. Had to tip it here and there to get the flow the right way I wanted it, and it worked out okay. All I did then was gave it a good clean, sanded it down, and gave it a good wire brush, and it just came up great. You can see the final result. It all cleans up well. All I was trying to achieve with this is get a thin coating around the actual cracked area, which was a actual seal in the tank, which I've achieved that. Now what I'll do once the tank's dry from the water, I'll put some more fuel in it and test it for leakages again. So it should work fine. Thank you.